11:30.
Yep. We should be.
Yeah, 1:30, 1:24.
We should be live right now. My voice should be on there. And I wish it looked like the thumbnail looks right now, but
Linda Lynch is watching you.
Cool.
And Ken Cardy.
All right. So, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see much on this live stream because it's totally dark and it's cloudy as well. I'm going to go ahead and do a little picture-in-picture here. So I got my selfie cam. And yeah, as I said, it's not going to be the most exciting live stream unless we get an eruption. Now, I should probably...
You're not getting any audio, Lance.
No audio.
I mean, I got you on here.
It should be, I mean, it's showing on here.
Maybe, is this an old one or something? Did you just make a couple comments yourself?
No.
Maybe I'm on the wrong. Seeing landscape. Oh, here we go.
So.
Is this it? Okay. Something else just came on. It said live. Linda Lynch is watching it, but it's got a couple posts from you, hoping this rain lets up.
Yeah, that was from earlier.
Okay.
That's the one.
That's the only live one I have. Oh, wait, let's see. December 14th.
Page films, huh?
Yep. Yeah, you might want to search Lance Page. Sometimes Page Films shows other things.
Lance Page is what
That's my name.
it's under Lance Page.
So, if I am live on YouTube right now, which I think I am, I don't know if anyone's there, but aloha. I'm hanging out at the edge of the Kilauea caldera at the summit of Kilauea. Brother Raymond is hanging out with me, sitting behind me. And there we go. Yep, we got a confirmation on sound, that sound is working. That was weird. I thought I just, oh, it was probably something being lit up by the light. Okay. So it's been a while since I've been over here at the summit doing a live stream. For those of you who don't know, we haven't had an eruption here since September of last year. And today, USGS raised the alert level from yellow to orange/watch because we had over 300 shallow quakes in the last 24 hours. It's been really active, and I came out here to hopefully anticipate an eruption, which is what I'm doing right now. As you can see, there's not a lot to look at. It's cloudy and it's dark. It would be nice if the stars were out. I could see the stars, but it's pretty much just darkness down there. But, you know, we've been kind of expecting an eruption all day now, and it just keeps on rumbling. The quakes just keep coming, so we don't really know what to expect at this point, but figured if we're here and we're at the edge of the caldera, might as well start a live stream just in case this whole screen lights up orange. Because if we did have an eruption, this whole sky would turn orange and it would be spectacular, no matter where it was. Trying to find my, oh, here we go.
All right, Lance, I'm gonna go to Hilo, buy something to eat and come back, guys. I will see you
All right,
shortly, okay?
right on. Have a good one.
I think I wanna just hang out with you here through the night. See what's up. Maybe it will be something magic.
Cool. Right on, man.
See you shortly, guys.
See ya.
Okay.
Thanks so much for being kind.
Yep.
You're welcome, sir. Drive careful.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go get something to eat because I'm starving.
Yeah.
I'll see you shortly.
Yeah,
All
Lisa
right.
asked if you can hear the rumbling.
I think I need to get my iPad out because I can't find the comments on here. Included. It says it's there, but it's not. All right, sorry guys.
You're on. You were off for a minute now.
Yeah, I accidentally closed it down. It may not look like it, but this is live and direct from Kilauea Summit. I'm gonna grab my
Yeah, you got 10 guys watching. Lisa, Ed, Richard,
grab my iPad so I can see the comments.
Lisa's the one that asked a question. Everyone's just commenting. Got watched it before. Blah, blah, blah. But she asked them to hear the rumbles.
No, I haven't heard any rumbling or cracking or anything like that. But Raymond is telling me about this morning and how much they heard up here. Let's see. I'm just getting my monitoring device up and running. All right, there we go. Finally, I can see comments and everything. Okay. That's awesome that we already have double-digit viewers because the lives I've done lately that are non-volcano related have not been very busy. So, Skagit Ed, Richard, Lisa, how you guys doing? How's the activity looking out there? I haven't looked in maybe like 30 minutes or something.
He said thanks for turning off the headlight.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it's my headlamp is kind of part of me, so sometimes I forget. But I imagine it's probably extremely bright compared to everything else in this frame. There's a little bit of light on the edge of the cliff. You can see on the bottom right there. That's from my selfie light, lighting up the scene. Oops. All right. So, the direction we're looking right now is kind of to the south. This is looking toward where that giant earthquake swarm has been going on. And we're looking at the edge of the caldera, so the summit crater, Halemaumau, is here in the darkness there. And the image is a little jittery because I have the exposure completely maxed out with a 1/4 of a second shutter, so you can actually see something. Yeah, really stoked on that. The fact that it's not raining. I wonder if I could blast my headlamp down in there and see anything.
Yeah, I got it. I usually bring that bomber flashlight I have. That definitely do it. But,
This thing gets...
how many lumens is your headlamp?
all you can see is just the foggy, misty air that it lights up. I'm not sure how many lumens, but not enough. You can see all the like dust particles in the air. Right on. Ed says the image is great. Lisa, Colton's not here. He really wanted to come out, but he was real busy today doing a bunch of errands and stuff. But I'm sure he'll make it out when the eruption does happen.
Yeah, it's 350 lumens, and that doesn't do nothing.
We can't make our own volcano. We gotta wait for the real one. It's good, but not that good. It would be a lot more good if lava started blasting out of the earth. Wouldn't that be something? So right now I just have my Sony a7S III set up with the 14mm 1.4 lens, which is a really fast lens, really wide, which is how I'm able to see anything right now in the sky, because there's literally no moon, there's no stars because of the clouds. All you're seeing in the sky there is just ambient light that somehow made it to those clouds from like the city or whatever. Oh, I'm seeing a flare. That's what that is. Okay. Move my selfie light a little closer. All right. Now, so I got here earlier today. What time did I show up? It was probably about, so I had my live stream planned for 4 p.m. and I got here like around 3. And I came out here, it was pretty clear. The weather wasn't too bad when I got here. I could see everything. And I started setting up gear, set up my tripod and stuff, and then it just started raining. And I waited it out for almost an hour. I stood here in the rain just hoping it would stop, but it kept getting worse. So I packed up, went back and got some food, ran into Raymond. And so we came back once it stopped raining. And so I feel better now that we have the the live stream view on the crater, because when it erupts, it would erupt on the live stream. Oh yeah, both Ray and I tried the headlamps lighting up the caldera. It didn't work.
But Sam's coming back with a light that probably will hit it.
Sam, is that your son?
Yeah.
It's like there's so much like haziness in the air that it almost would just, you wouldn't see anyway because it would light up in front of you.
Well, these have I don't know, I think it's 1700 lumen, but you can focus the beam.
Mm-hmm.
So I can go across my yard, and I mean, when it hits some of the smoke, whatever, it will reflect back. But yeah, the thing's pretty amazing.
Susan says, a devil may care streak to be up there before the eruption's friendliness level is established. Yeah, I guess you have a point there. Mainly also because the activity today is kind of new. It's a sort of like, we haven't seen it do this before or recently. So you do have a point. It could, we're on an active volcano, and the most active one in the world, so anything could happen. But that's the thing with going to the volcano anytime. You never know. And the friendliness level of the eruption, yeah, it could go a lot of ways. But so this is the 5th time in the last year and a half or so that I've come out to the volcano when the activity was up, but before the eruption began. And the main reason is because I want to capture an eruption during the live stream. Like if it popped out of the ground right now and lit up the whole sky and just kind of established itself right in front of us and on our live stream, that would be like a dream come true. Like it would be like a lifetime achievement for me. So I do live a couple hours away, so I got to drive here every time, but I got to give myself a chance if I have the opportunity. You seeing the spectros? How's it looking now?
I'll look.
So if you're just stumbling into this live stream, my name is Lance Page. I do a thing called Page Films and Page Films Live, which is what this is. And so I'm a filmmaker and a photographer, and I've been chasing Kilauea's eruptions for almost 10 years now. I've made a bunch of short films about it and everything. The live stream stuff started last year. Kind of got real inspired by Two Pineapples and some of the other live streamers around the world streaming volcanoes, and put together a little kit here, a little gear kit for my live stream setup.
It's slowed down, but there's still stuff going on.
Yeah.
Not like it was an hour ago, but.
Hmm.
Sure you got it on. For yourself.
Oh, watch your step. Oh yeah, definitely more gaps between the red.
Yeah. Although what's bizarre is, I mean, we're standing right here, and I mean, there's earthquakes that are happening, and you can't feel anything.
Right. Troy Page Music. Yeah, Troy. That's a different channel than the Windows of Perspective.
Yeah, I bust out some music, but my battery is kind of low. Save it for the looking at whatever's.
Yeah, and you might get me in trouble with YouTube with the music.
Well, you know, they, what do you call it, you know, whatever it is with the copyrights and things go off, and, you know, some of the songs, you know, the majority of songs, there's a lot of guys play, you know, they're
Yeah.
uncopyrighted songs, but they did a lot, you know, again this year, you know, they did it, you know, it was amazing, some of the songs that came up, it was like, wow.
There's a star or a planet. You can see it. I guess you can't really see it with your eyes, but you can on the stream. Or I can't because I'm staring at screens.
I wonder what time the moon will rise.
I think it'll be probably around 9 or 10. So, let's see here. Thought I had my logo on there. There we go. So Lou and Raymond guys were up here earlier. They were hearing cracking sounds, like loud cracking sounds coming from the crater, which is insane to me. Like they were up here basically expecting an eruption to happen. The spectros were all going crazy. They were hearing big cracking sounds coming from the crater, like there was lava like blasting through the rocks and trying to make it out. But then she never erupted, surprisingly. And then it stayed really active all day. The quakes were going off. They're still going off, but not quite as much.
But it all changes in an hour.
It all changes so quickly. What's the temp? What do you think the temp is right now? It's not bad. Maybe like high 60s or low 60s?
Yeah. It's nice.
Yeah. It's not very windy. It's pretty calm up here.
Got a cloud cover that keeps the heat in.
Yep. Yeah, so if it hadn't stormed me out earlier, rained me out
Yo, you still up here?
around 4,
Oh,
I would have started a stream then, and I would have been able to see everything and I was going to zoom in and kind of look around at details and things. So, and then when it got dark, like it didn't stop raining until it got dark, so then I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to just look at a dark image, but here we are. I'm doing it anyway. We're doing it live.
cool. Alright. Well, my phone battery is not so great, but I'm gonna shut the phone off, but at least stars are coming out now. Okay, bye. No, man, it's pretty warm. Clouds are out, you know. I only see, two stars, you know, through the clouds, but it's clear at 3 now, 4 now. But it's clearing up.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. I gotta do this for a long time. Okay. Alright, well, we're way to the left. We're about 100 yards. But there's lights on the camera. The only thing you'll see is us off to the side with lights. They're dim, but you'll see them. But
Aloha, Jessica.
I got some stars coming out now, Lance.
Yeah, we're trending in the right direction as far as the weather, which is good news. Skagit Ed said that he's at the HVery presentation And the USGS rep had some photos of the rockfall on the south rim. So you guys are probably hearing some rock falls and stuff, huh?
What time was that at?
I don't know. He just put a comment that's saying that.
Ask Ed what time, or ask him what time was the rock fall at.
Did the USGS guy say what time the photos were taken of the rock fall? I imagine it was probably around that time.
Because at 8:30, around 8:30, there definitely was steam, dust, cloud. That was over that way, but
Yeah.
other stuff was no cracking. It was the earth cracking, but that there very well could have been. Cause we commented about the gas that came up and cloud. We were commenting, would we see the dust, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
That I think was around 8 o'clock.
All right.
But yeah, stuff was moving, man. And even like, the thing too, Lance, talk about it's like just in the course of the time of the last eruption and now, you can visibly see different large cracks, even where we're standing or would stand, not standing in the same place or sitting in the same place because things definitely have changed on the rim, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's trippy. Constantly changing landscape.
Oh yeah, lots of stars coming out now.
She said one of the rock falls lasted for 2 minutes. There were episodes throughout the morning, but he's not sure when. 2 minutes. A lot of rumbling going on. So yeah, more and more stars are appearing. This is good news. Let's see if I'm gonna tilt up. Take the selfie cam off. Oops. I'm gonna
And I suppose it is benign to think the fact that, where we're standing, we're all good, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Look what the fuck, sorry. Look what's in front of us and what disappeared,
I know. Yeah, it's a little.
You can go all the way to, the highway from here if you want. Yeah, Sam went home. They went out to eat. The volcano house was too long away. It was an hour and a half away. So they went, ate at Lava Rack. And he said they'd come by at 1 o'clock, bring us some refreshments. We're still here.
Nice. Yeah, there's probably a lot of people that saw there was activity, but then they were like waiting out the rain, so they went to Volcano House.
Well, then too, just even people staying at Volcano House, staying at the park, staying at KMC.
Yeah.
tie truck is our big. that tie truck ain't cheap either, man.
Yeah. Nothing is. Except for KMC. All right, we got some stars. I'm kind of looking just straight up in the sky now because there's something to see. Make sure I'm focused. Yep, Orion. I can actually make out some constellations now.
Moon must be ready to be coming up kind of soon. Look at the horizon that way, and it's kind of off to the more the left, whatever. Starting to get light.
Tilt down again.
Yeah, I put some really strong chai tea in this hydro,
Mhm.
and the flavor of I'm always going to have chai tea flavored coffee, I think. Just doesn't wash out.
Oh, yeah, you can see the shadow of the camera. There we go. Looking at the edge of the cliff. So, for those of you who are watching, I imagine you're probably also watching the quakes and the spectros and all that. What do you guys think? When do you guys think it's going to erupt? Let me know in the comments. It seems, after today, it feels like it's going to be like a matter of days or hours. Unlike a couple months ago, it was kind of up in the air.
It's really kind of slowing down.
Yeah. That's the trend, huh?
For the time being, but look what it was an hour ago or hour and a half ago, yeah, or 2 hours ago. ago.
Yeah.
Change. I mean, there's still, I mean, earthquakes, whatever, but it's like, you know, it was kind of like this, you know, last night and 2 o'clock in the morning it went nuts.
Yeah.
And like right now, just, you know, fairly, you know, decent earthquake just happened, yeah. Didn't feel shit. Oh, sorry.
That's right, you're just the background voice.
I'm the white noise. It's actually not me talking, it's of the myna bird.
The myna bird.
I have an African gray parrot that has a vocabulary that's nuts.
Any second now, says Jessica. Well, Ed, I appreciate your honest opinion. So if you are watching the stream and you're not subscribed, I'm only 21 subscribers away from 1,000. And it's kind of sad because I almost hit 1,000 on the last eruption, and I would have easily if it had kept erupting and I had done more streams, but but it stopped, and then I haven't done a lot of live stream stuff since then, and so the subscriber count has kind of been stagnant. But so just a reminder, if you guys are not subscribed and you would like to be, I would appreciate that. And then you can also hit a like on the stream, hit the thumbs up, and that helps me too. And while I'm plugging things, I might as well plug my Patreon, which is a subscription-based service, which is part of the way I pay for these live streams. And so if you go to patreon.com/pagefilms, you can subscribe for a small monthly contribution that will go directly into these live streams, my films, my photography, all of the work that I'm doing. And then you get rewards such as exclusive content, early releases of my films and photography and all that good stuff. So always got to shout out the Patreon. Appreciate you all. And also there, if you prefer to do a one-time donation, I also have a PayPal link if you want to just support with a one-time contribution. The PayPal link is in the description of the video. I believe it's paypal.me/pagefilms. It would help pay for the months and months of Verizon data, the Switcher Studio subscription, all the gas money and all the food and all the things I've got to pay for to make this kind of thing happen. So appreciate you all. And I appreciate you for just hanging out on the live stream and watching a dark crater with me. All right. Still just some cloudy stars. tilt back up so we can see a little more star action. Yeah, wouldn't that be wild if it erupted somewhere else? Right?
Well,
Like the,
you know where I think so.
yeah. I mean, it would be insane. Like the whole sky would turn orange in that direction, especially since you can see there's like a gap below the clouds.
Oh, then you'd see it from Pahala and whatever else too.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
they see the orange glow, but they'd actually see, you know, fountain or whatever.
Pretty wild stuff.
How much battery life you got, Lance?
I got a lot of battery life. I mean, I'm at 60% on this camera, but I have like a bunch more batteries for it. This thing will last all
When you
night.
come up where you can stay for days.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to recharge after like a full night, but I could live stream for like 5 or 6 hours straight, probably.
Right. How much are batteries expensive for that camera?
Yeah, they're pretty expensive.
Same thing, a power tool, man.
There's
You
yeah,
you look at a power tool and it's like the tools are free. You buy the batteries.
yeah. It's not. I mean, if you buy the name brand one, it's probably like $70 or something.
Oh, that's not so bad.
But you can buy generic ones for a lot cheaper that work fine.
I go buy a battery for my son. It's $250. You know?
Oh man. Oh, yeah. Those big ones. Yeah, the big rechargeables. Yeah, those clouds are staying pretty persistent. It's like high clouds. Oh man. Yeah. I I woke up this morning and I looked and saw the quakes were still going, and then I didn't notice right away that the alert level had changed, and I didn't notice that Lou was streaming up here. So I went back to sleep. I was like, oh, quakes, okay. I went back to sleep. Kind of woke up again, and then I looked again, and I realized that Lou was like streaming here at the.
So really, at one point, really thought like it's happening. It's going to happen
Yeah,
in front of us. And like I said, I mean, that cracking was so loud and so right to your face, you know. And at one point, it was kind of cracking, you know, kind of in front of us. But then it was like over, you know, where it said the landslides were at and whatever. But I mean, no mistaking the
hmm
cracking versus as opposed to landslide. I mean,
Wow.
Never heard anything like that before, man.
Yeah, that's wild.
I mean, it's kind of nuts, you know. I wonder those people in New Zealand or whatever it is, or you know, or not, Iceland, you know.
Yeah.
See those cracks that were in that place,
Oh man.
and to hear that cracking opening up in the, you know, where you live, that had to be insane.
Right. Ed, I do have an email. It is lance@pagefilms.com. Jessica, I heard something. You were saying something about the forecast that there might be rain later, like 11 or something.
What's that? The weather?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock. I don't know. It was like 20% or something, and it was just for that 1 hour, and then it cleared up again.
Yeah, there might be some rain coming back, but
But it was brief, you know. It was
yeah.
the 1 hour time at 20% chance, and it was at that a real light rain.
Smoke break. Well, I'm glad there's still some people hanging out. I can't imagine this live stream is extremely exciting, but so I guess since there's a lack of cameras right now, lack of webcams, then it's probably a good thing to have a camera up and running.
And hey, any minute, USSG might just fail. You won't get anything. Who knows?
Right. USGS, all their cameras go down, and then mine's the only one that catches it. Sky Mackay. Okay, now. How about now? I don't think that's gonna work. That's how you like see whales and stuff, but not eruptions. A notice from PP. Is that 2 pineapples? Chat's addicting. Stay addicted to the chat. I love it. YouTube loves it. So Sky, if you're still watching, I have the A7S III with the Sigma 14mm 1.4, and I'm at a quarter shutter, like, you know, maxed out on video mode, 100,000 ISO 1.4. And because we're looking at like just blackness, I mean, there's like no light. And a few stars are kind of popping through the clouds here and there, but imagine how much orange light there would be if this thing erupted. Oh, PayPal. um, oh, I might have gotten a note. I don't know if something went down on PayPal I don't know if I'm going to get a notification, but I probably did get an email. I just don't have any devices to check for any of those things. But if someone did send a donation, thank you so much. And if you're thinking about sending one, thank you so much. Anything helps. Here, I'll take my face off here for a minute. Alrighty. I kind of like at this. It's hard to say like I have the vibe like it's not going to erupt because it's like so quiet and there's nobody here and it's so dark.
But you don't know,
But
man.
yeah, but you never know. Like
I mean, like I said, last night at 2 o'clock or 8 o'clock yesterday, it was like this, right? Or 9 o'clock,
yeah,
10 o'clock in the morning, it all changed. I mean, we really thought it was going to happen yet this morning, and why wouldn't it?
yeah. That's so insane. Like for it to get that close and then stop, and then it's been teasing us over and over again, and that was like the ultimate tease right there. Schedule Ed. Well, it sounds like you might have sent a donation, and if you did, I very much appreciate it. That's amazing. I've been like all of my projects. I make them I make the money stretch, and I do a lot with not a lot of money. And I mean, my gear is expensive, but like I'm able to be here on the island and like be ready for eruptions and do a lot of filming by myself and kind of like capture really high quality footage just with a one person crew. So any small amount of money that comes my way is actually like a lot more money to me than it is for a lot of other people. So thank you so much. Even with the wind, there's no wind. It's like so quiet. It feels strange. It's like eerily quiet. There's still too many clouds to see much
Yeah, it's
star action.
really slowed down now, but
Oh yeah?
yes. But I'm the optimist, man.
whatever happened today definitely primed something. I mean, it's the step in the right direction.
Well, it's just like it's pulsing or whatever.
Yeah.
So I mean, what it was and what it is, it just like hour from now it may drastically change.
Yeah. At some point, I'm gonna drive back to Kona because I'm not really set up to camp or anything. But I imagine I'll be coming back again, whether it's for an eruption or for another crazy earthquake swarm. Aloha, Y Swizzle. Thanks for joining the stream. I know there's not a lot to look at, but we are looking at the summit of the most active volcano in the world on one of the most active days that it has had in months. So, a little context makes it a little more interesting, I guess. I have to say at this moment, speaking on a live stream is so much easier than speaking to a live audience. Oh man. I did that the other day at an event. It's like you hear yourself on the speaker and then but your voice is like somewhere else, and so you have to like talk and without that being distracting to you. And good night, Lisa. Thanks for checking out the stream. Appreciate you. Sleep well.
Yeah, I'm yawning. It's like I drank a Coke before I came up here. I don't drink Cokes. Yeah. Must be the better pot of coffee.
Yeah. So this being the 5th time that I've come to the volcano to anticipate an eruption, all the other 4 times I basically I saw enough activity, enough quakes to get me to pack up and start heading to the volcano. But all 4 of those times while I was driving out to the volcano, the activity waned and slowed way down. And then, by the time I got here, it was like there was like no quakes. And that happened literally 4 times in a row. But the 4th time, the last time I tried this, it erupted, I think it was like 3 days after that it erupted. So it's been it's been definitely a struggle trying to. I mean, it's a really hard thing to do. Obviously, the timing is really difficult, especially being a couple-hour drive away. So it would be nice if I lived right in Volcano Village. It would be much easier to do that.
Well, I live 5 minutes away and I haven't seen it.
Yeah. And you've tried that too. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
you tried it this morning.
I mean, there's, lots of nights. The other night, this night, tomorrow night, didn't tonight, but whatever. I'm walking my dogs up here, just hoping maybe that, this is the time,
Ed says, "Be careful what you're stebbins on around there."
Careful what?
He used your last name in a pun.
Oh.
We're coming up 4 minutes away from an hour on the stream. And we still haven't had an eruption. I can't believe it. I should just like turn into a Karen real quick and just be like, just start complaining about it. A male Karen. There was a guy earlier that was hanging out with us. He saw us coming out here with a cart full of gear, and he was like, "Is it gonna erupt tonight?" And he was like looking for an answer, like from, like, we're like, it could be in the next hour, the next day, or the next month. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Yeah, Donald, right on. You're welcome for being here. Thank you for being here. I think thanks to the little bugs flying around getting lit up by the light, it's the only way you can tell that there's motion. I guess the grass is moving a little bit. And my face moving around. I think Raymond and myself are the only people here.
We are.
Are we? Are we the only cars?
Yeah, I think so, man. I don't see anybody. I haven't heard anybody. I haven't seen no lights.
Yeah, that's wild. If the eruption was going, there would probably be about 300 people here or more. The stars disappeared again. Oh. So my question is, if it does erupt, what would it sound like? I mean, if it erupted right now, it would be so loud because there's not a lot of wind. It's like really quiet. It's really dark. So like the sound and the light would be so dramatic. It would be such an incredible sight. I can't even, like, it's hard to imagine that actually happening, like that it can even happen. It's wild. yeah, work some. That's probably how it might go down. Although it sounds like right now the quakes are kind of slowing down. Yeah, Philip, it would be it would be mind-blowing. I've seen a lot of lava in the last 10 years, but I have not seen lava break its way out of the ground and begin a new eruption. That is something I have not experienced. Yeah, I'm gonna have to load up the spectros and whatnot. Take a look. Still on orange watch level. Oh yeah, I see that now, Ed. All the newest quakes are all down at the other end of the quake storm. Interesting. Well, not sure how long I'm going to be streaming, but give it a little more time. Yeah, it's like the quakes could just kick back on. Like it seems like since it's slowing down, it's going to be like, oh, it might be a day or two or a week or something, but man, who knows? So, by the way, speaking about all the my live stream gear and this whole project, last year, so I started doing a lot of these live streams last summer, and I did a little bit at the end of the June eruption, but I didn't really have my kit and my setup yet. And so Colton and I put together this kit, this multicam setup, kind of after the June eruption, and then when the September eruption came around, then we were ready. We had our setup, so we came out and we live streamed that eruption for 4 of the days that it erupted, and then it stopped, 6 days after it started. So those 4 days were the only 4 days that we had a chance to live stream an eruption since we started doing doing these multicam live streams. So it's really I've been like so ready for this for an eruption for so long now, and it's been like I've just been on the edge of my seat for months now about it.
You just wanted to hang out with me, that's
Yeah, I just came out here to hang with Raymond. Ed says maybe around 1 a.m. when the moon is overhead. I don't know if I'm going to be on the live stream that long. I mean, I definitely won't be, but if the quakes come back, then the story changes.
well, the thing is, I mean, we're getting in earthquakes, but it's just not all the micro quakes and whatever that it was. I mean, there still
Yep.
are, but
And they're all on the other side of the
yeah.
little.
Well, that's where I think, just me, that's where I think we might be looking anyway,
Mm-hmm.
We're just creatures of habit that come here.
It definitely. Yeah, like I mean, the last eruption there was a swarm in that same area, and then the quakes kind of moved into the crater right before it erupted. So it seems like it comes up there, and then it like figures out where to go from there. Not that I know anything about it, but if I were to make a guess. Philip says this is how it was last night. It was slow until 1 to 3. Yeah. It's on
Yeah, but guys watching this for a couple years, everything's here.
yeah.
But as far as, whatever, 74, whatever it is, just across the hill. And, the thing, too, what people don't realize, too, is when it was the 74, what's across the caldera over here, right? That was a 1,700-foot fountain that lit up that you could, miles away, and Wine Acres read a newspaper at night, whatever. It was massive. And, everything doesn't just happen in the caldera, in the
Yeah.
scope of time. So everyone's locked in that it's always got to happen in the caldera, and that's not the truth of the matter.
Yeah, we're like over 3 years in now to the refilling of the crater from 2018. So it seems like now it's deciding whether it wants to keep refilling or if it wants to do something else. It's like on the fence.
And I mean, even the same thing. I mean, it filled up, and I mean, God, how long was Pu'o active? And that thing was going off.
Since
there was no activity in the caldera. It was all
yeah,
Glenwood.
that started before I was born.
What year were you born, man?
86.
Oh.
It's funny,
Camping here in the late 80s, and all was crazy, you know.
Yeah. I was going to say, my brother Troy was on the stream a little earlier, and when he was here last, he came out to visit, and he just happened to be here during the September eruption, and so he wanted to come out with me to.
I met him.
Oh yeah, yeah, you were here that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we came out, and the eruption was like basically ending the day that we were coming out,
Yeah.
and then it was funny because like Troy was watching my streams before that with just these epic fountains and all this action, and and then we got out here and it was just all done by the time we got
You
here.
know, Sam, my boy, did you see Sam? Or did
Uh,
you hear him talk?
I saw him. I was doing something when he was here.
You know, he was fortunate when it all went off down Leilani.
Uh-huh.
We knew people with civil defense, whatever, and someone that lived down there. That kid, man, when that fissure 8 was going off, bruh, he has the most amazing thing where he's like standing under it, cinders coming around him. He was from here to our cars from it, right?
Yeah.
And did that a couple different times, and that was incredible, man. But
Wow.
he's got some great, you know, crap on his phone from stuff that he was standing on that I'm just like jaw drop, because I mean it looked like all hell was breaking loose and just
Yeah.
coming around.
Those are some crazy times.
And then we were fortunate a couple times when it was down like, you know, Kalapana or, you know, that way, whatever, where it was, you know, the first day in years, whatever, and then another time down Chain of Craters Road, and when hitting the ocean that day. It was, you know, fun. We got to play with the lava, you know,
Yep.
touch it, play with it with hammers, and it was so different each and every time.
Yeah. When I started doing a lot of lava shooting, it was 2014 when it was going into Pahoa. It was like a mile from Pahoa when I first hiked out to it, and it was just in the thick rainforest, the coqui frogs everywhere, and it was like trees were falling down, and like methane bombs were going off. It was wild.
Well, that's it. Even we went down Pahoa, and we're watching the lava come into the dump, yeah?
Yep.
And they had just built that dump, and it was just so, and even like the same thing, Poiki, right?
Yeah.
Like it just, how it stopped at the parking lot, it was just like someone drew a magic line,
Mhm.
never crossed the parking lot, and took the boat right out, yeah? And the same thing at that dump, and that guy's house, you know,
Yeah.
you know, it just, the wall stopped coming into his yard, and he's like that.
Right.
That, like, you know, you see that picture of the little mouse flipping off the eagle, you know, whatever it is, right? You know what I'm talking about? That was like that guy with his little backhoe gonna fight the lava back, and the guy did it, bro. And the same with that dump. It came right to the chain link fence,
Yeah.
you know, and stopped just all around it, you know. It was just like, wow, how's that happening?
So in 2018, when we were, or not 2018, 2014, when we were doing the Pahoa shooting, we camped at Pohiki during that time, and our campsite was right where the lava goes through the park in
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So like that's like literally where we camped in 2014, and then 2018 that happened.
Now we had a friend at Pahoa Farm Lots, and same thing. I mean, the lava came. It's a big property. They have 125 acres or something. But
Yeah.
you know, the lava came partially through their property. You know, and it was just, you know, watching it. You know, you're expecting the worst when that's happening, and then it
Right.
stopped, and it was like,
Oops.
and even Uncle Robert's house, it stopped right there too. Yeah.
Over by Mackenzie. You mean?
Well, Uncle Robert's down, Kaimu,
Oh,
Kalapana,
yeah. In
whatever, whatever it is.
in the 90s.
Parking lot,
Yeah, all that was going on when I was
Well, you were little
a
then.
kid.
That was
Yeah,
89, 90 or whatever it was, 91 or something, whatever.
yeah. I was clueless. I had no idea.
You start feeling old when you start throwing years out. 89, 91.
My
When guys would do that with me when I was a kid, it was like, God, you're ancient, bro.
yeah.
I suppose if when you surf too, you throw out, the swell of 77, whatever, and it's like, oh, that's not good.
Yep. When I'm old and gray, I'll be talking about the 2018 eruption back when I was in my early 30s.
Yeah, 91-year-old Ray sitting here.
Hell yeah. I mean, that eruption was historic. It's biggest one in 200 years.
But what boggles my mind is, like, Four Corners, but, all of that down there in the 60s. I mean, that was the Paho was just the little Jihara store or whatever, the Hirano store.
Hmm.
It was all of down at by the lighthouse. That was the town, and that disappeared, right? And then it was the one a couple years ago took it again, but
Yeah.
it makes me think like Kalapana, and it's like, God, since we've been here, lava's gone through that subdivision 3 different times, and you see all the houses guys built and just keep rebuilding. It's
Yeah.
like, bro, it's not like it's ancient history. It was like 2005, 2010, 2000, whatever. It's like multiple times. Watch the lava go through that subdivision.
Hmm. And Kapoho in the 50s, and then Kapoho in 2018 for it to finish the job. All right.
That was so trippy. Our friends lived down in vacation land, yeah, and we were down there snorkeling in the tide pools and fishing just weeks before the house was taken away, yeah.
There. Lose on the live. Oh, never mind. Not anymore.
Our friend down there was firefighter, and he's one of the rescue divers, so he had access to an helicopter. We flew over his house, and they were using GPS to find where his house was at because he could not even identify where his house was at, and he knew that's where it was at.
Wow.
It changed so much.
There's definitely still a kind of steady beat of red.
Just like pulsing, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
the drum beat.
Staying steady, but it's just back in October. If you looked at what we're looking at now, you think, oh, you know. But
Yeah,
if you look at it was a few hours or this morning, it's like, oh, what's happening now as compared to what it was. But October, whatever, if it looked like it did now, it'd be like,
Philip mentioned the Sandhill Spectro has some pulse coming through.
Yeah, I mean that's where
That's the one that was.
that's where all the red is. Yeah.
Yeah. That one's been like more red than the other ones, it seems. No way. The Blazers beat the Bucks? Wow. If anyone's an NBA fan, I'm a Portland Trail Blazers fan. And Damian Lillard, who was the star player on the Blazers, went to the Bucks, and they played each other tonight. Damian Lillard played his old team, and his old team, which sucks, beat them, which is funny. Anyway. I'm over here getting distracted with YouTube. Aloha Dawn. We're just chilling, hanging out next to a real dark caldera. It's dark and moody. Not a lot has changed in terms of the weather. The clouds are still just hanging above. Not much to look at still. I'm just stoked to be able to do a live stream at all. I was feeling pretty defeated earlier. So I wanted to mention kind of some of my intentions with the next, like when it erupts and when I'm out here live streaming with all the gear and everything's up and running. And I'm going to focus a little bit more on capturing footage and capturing photos during the live stream, because what's really cool about our setup here is that I can record 4K and 6K, really high res, really nice quality footage and photos, because we're live streaming from the gear that I normally shoot with for, professional video and photography. So during this live stream, I can just hit record whenever I want and get really nice quality footage. And so like the last time around, I didn't focus as much on doing that. I was kind of more about just focusing on the live stream itself and making sure that's really good. But this time I want to kind of do both. I want to bring a really awesome multicam dynamic live stream, as well as capture the footage that I want to capture, and sometimes I'll kind of prioritize that, and I'll talk about it. And for anyone that's interested in filmmaking and photography, hopefully you can learn a thing or two as I go through, because I can put my still camera on the stream as one of the sources, and I can load up the settings on there. So if I'm like taking photos, you can actually watch live on the stream me taking photos with the settings on there, so you can see what settings I'm using and all that stuff. So there's a lot of really cool opportunities to kind of not only just present a nice multicam live stream of the eruption, but also kind of teach a little bit about film and photography, and kind of produce something at the same time. So how's it going, Bogdan? Yeah, earthquake activity definitely seemed to move down the rift a bit. Slowed down a little bit, but still some action. It's still very still got that kind of drum beat going, the pulse of the volcano.
Wow, look, a hubbub of activity.
It's getting crowded. It's getting crowded. We got 2 cars coming in. Their headlights are lighting up the air. We're not
The
alone.
guy that went to Hilo to get the food.
Yeah. We're acquiring people. We're making friends.
Well, they're friends if they bring us back.
Yeah, if they bring us things, then they're friends.
Homeboy comes back with a cold pack and fried chicken. He's a hero.
A cold pack?
Huh?
Cold?
Cold pack, yeah.
What's that?
6-pack of beer.
Oh.
12-pack.
Yeah. I think when I end the stream, I'm gonna do a little chilling for a bit, just to, before I head back, just to see if, hang around to see if I need to set the gear back up again. We're coming up on an hour and a half on this stream. I really appreciate everyone that's been hanging out. I mentioned this earlier, but anyone that watches the stream and just leaves it on, and anyone that's doing that is helping me out, because I'm still in the process of, I'm in the pre-monetization process on YouTube, trying to get enough watch hours and subscribers, and so appreciate you all for supporting my live stream. Oh, I missed Ed. Sorry. Good night. If you're still here, good night. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you so much for your maybe donation that you mentioned. And mahalo. Yeah, have a good night. I think I would say I would look around, but it's really just not much to look at. Clouds, it's just these really high clouds that are kind of hanging around. My selfie cam is attached to the mount, so it's moving with the camera. So if you're one of the 9 people that are here that maybe just joined, we are hanging out at the summit of Kilauea. It's been a very, very active day underneath the surface, but no eruption yet. It sounds like it came about as close to erupting as it possibly could this morning without erupting. Aloha, Kathy. Good to see you again.
That's the longest it ever took me to milk a Guinness.
There's a couple stars at the top of the frame here. There we go. At least you can see something.
Well, pretty stimulating to have the activity going on over there. This kid, like,
Those people?
yeah, there's been no one here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the difference, like the difference in like the amount of noise and the amount of light.
Yeah.
It's like if it erupted, the difference in sound and light would be so dramatic.
Well, think of the one day when it was like, I think you were over on the other side maybe, and it was the, guy walking up the trail with the flashlights, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, no, man, guys, the whole night's not tonight.
Yeah, the flashlights, like when it erupts and it gets crowded here, there's so many people that just don't understand what this is a dark park. It's described that way by the rangers, There's a certain amount of like respect that you have for other people in a place like this where people want, like, using bright lights is extremely distracting. It ruins photos and videos. It even can be dangerous because you can blind people and their eyes are adjusted to the light. And people just, back in I think it was June, for something about that June eruption, it was so crowded. There's so many people, and there was never a time when the cars weren't pulling in, so there was just always headlights just flying all around.
Oh, at this time.
And I know that people can't help the headlights, but yeah, it was constant. Even at like 2 in the morning, there'd still be cars coming in and going out, and just constant.
10 o'clock at night, there was traffic jams off all the way to KMC, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's another reason to get here as early as possible.
That's why I was so happy this morning, I rolled up and, I don't know, there was 7, 8 cars in the parking lot. It was like, pick your place, and, like I said, really thought it was off, and it's like, oh, man, I'm so lucky, and I thought at one point, I had to, up the road get something to eat or this or that, and it's like, oh, no, I'll lose my parking place,
Yeah.
I got prime parking.
Kathy, it's getting a little colder. The wind is kind of picking up a little bit, but it's not that bad because of the cloud cover. NASA announced asteroid on Friday, my birthday. What about an asteroid? And happy early birthday. So, you are watching Page Films Live. If you aren't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It'll be awesome. I'll get another subscriber and then everyone will be stoked. And hit the like button too. That also helps. I know there's not a lot of people on here, but it's gonna, any little bit now is gonna help me out for when the eruption comes, and I'll be ready. And then once I get monetized, I can be, I can kind of make these productions a little bit more worth it to, worth it as in sustainable. I can kind of like keep doing it because definitely it's a crazy amount of work and time that goes into it, and a lot of expensive gear as well. Oh, there's an asteroid coming close. Ooh.
Just a couple minutes ago, got a good bump, right?
Oh yeah?
Didn't feel nothing. Yeah, I had a 2.9.
2.9.
Yeah, southwest of Volcano. At 2.1 kilometers deep.
Hmm.
But maybe who reported it, it said the time was 23, 24, 45. Hopefully that to be right.
Interesting. Well, I got
And even now another one, so it's, where it's all been green enough and turning red again, have another bump, yeah.
a couple subscribers. Whoever that was, thank you. You rock. Are you looking at 2 pineapples?
Huh?
You're looking at the spectros?
Yeah, I'm watching it now. In the last just couple minutes, there's been two nice big bumps, whatever.
Hmm.
Hell, a week ago, watch this thing just to see any red at all was,
Yeah.
wow.
I think I'm going to give it another 20 minutes so that we're at 2 hours on the stream. And if nothing crazy happens by then I'm going to shut her down. regroup and figure out my next move. But I actually, since I've been here, I haven't done any like chilling except for when we were hanging out over there, but mostly just been trying not to get all my gear wet. And
Well, lucky though, man. It's been, you know, ever since we came from under the pavilion, it's been nothing but just one little tiniest,
yeah.
you know, mist. And that was it.
Yeah, we had this whole time the stream has been dry. It's getting a little cold. I need some lava to warm me up. See a few more stars now in the sky here. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Mr. Broccoli is in the chat, aka Coaltown, USA, aka Coltrane, aka Mr. Colton Hart. Well, you're not missing much, brother. But it's been a very interesting day. From everything that I've heard about this morning, it sounded like it got super close to erupting this morning, breaking the rocks and cracking the ground and doing all kinds of crazy stuff, and then it didn't erupt. No two pineapples. They're not here anyway. There's like only one or two other cars in the parking lot. I missed Lou's whatever he was saying on his live, but I'm gonna go ahead and guess that they're gonna rest and then come out in the early morning, is what I would assume. Getting a little bit more stars, tiny little windows. Yeah, there was some action this morning. I was expecting, I was like packing gear, and I was expecting an eruption just to happen while I was packing gear. I was just like, all right, when's it gonna pop? And then it kept on, it kept kind of slowing down and then coming back up, and like when I left the house, it slowed down again. But then while I was driving, it picked up again, and it just turned all red again, and everybody was all excited and stuff, and I was like thinking that this is it. I was thinking it was going to erupt while I was driving here. But then I got here, and I was like, I finally made it to the volcano before an eruption, but then I couldn't set up my gear and live stream because it was pouring rain and totally white out. I couldn't see a thing. Kathy says maybe the asteroid will hit the caldera.
Well,
Poke a hole.
actually just watched a shooting star right there.
Oh yeah?
Just on the other, to the left of you, straight out, whatever. But just saying that right where below the clouds, just watched when you said that, just watched the shooting star go down.
My selfie view might have blocked it. Yeah, the 2 pineapples getting the 4 a.m. wake up call from the mods. That's what I need. I need some mods to wake me up.
Talked about it this morning, Lance, and start hitting the kind.
You should text me or call me when you're doing what you did
Yeah,
this
I don't
morning.
have,
I'll
give me your phone number.
Yeah, I'll give you my number. People gotta look out for each other, volcano chasers gotta, like when Mauna Loa erupted, my friend Warren his phone was off. I was like calling him, texting him, and it didn't ring. I was like, oh no, he's asleep and he doesn't
I
know.
was lucky, man. It was, I told you I really messed up my leg, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the doctor, I couldn't get in, couldn't get in to the doctors, whatever. And so I went down to go in the emergency room, whatever. I couldn't get in with my doctor. And so my insurance was weird how they were covering it. So this guy said, hey, we open at 7, come in 5:30 every other morning, and I'll deal with you before we open up, yeah. And so I'm driving, it's dark, I'm driving down, to Cal, and really, you see Mauna Kea in places, but right where you would turn off into Hawaiian Acres, there's a perfect view of Mauna Loa, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm driving by, and I see a guy just jerk over coming, up the hill, pull over like he's looking at something. I look behind me, and that was the only morning that you could see from this side the huge fountain coming up. So, I mean, just I was unaware of what was happening, right? But got to see, and it had been erupting for a little bit already, but the one and only day that you could see it from KL. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's amazing how many places around the island you could see that eruption.
And actually, I could see from my backyard. I couldn't see a couple. I have a big, huge pine tree, and it blocked the view, but I could see the orange, in the sky.
Yep.
That morning as well.
That night when Mauna Loa erupted, because I'm in Captain Cook, right? I'm on Mauna Loa, and that night I walked outside and the skies looked like they did in Leilani or Pahoa. It was like
orange.
because it was a pretty clear night. It was like just high clouds. The clouds were lit up, and it was just mind blowing to see that in my backyard. It was terrifying. I mean, that first night was pretty scary.
Well, again, same thing in your lifetime. That's the first time it's erupted, yeah?
Yep. The last time was 2 years before I was born. All right, I'm going to give it 10 more minutes, y'all. And then I'm going to shut her down unless something crazy happens in this next 10 minutes. As exciting as this live stream is, I know you guys are just dying for me to keep it going, but
You have a beanie on, Lance?
yeah,
Yeah. I just pulled up my hood. It's amazing how much warmer you get when you pull up the hood.
I have so many more layers over there. I was ready for,
Same with my car. I got just piles
yeah.
of stuff, but I'm sitting here and it's getting a little chilly. I put up the hood and it's like, oh, that's warm, man.
Yeah, spectras are looking pretty similar. I'm feeling like it's like it seems like it's almost found kind of a groove where it's just kind of idling a bit. I mean, in context with what's been going on today. Like you said, if we saw it doing what it's doing now a week ago, we'd be like wondering. But yeah, check the quakes one more time. I'll take my face off of here in case there's another shooting star. Oh, there's little stars on the left there. Small kind. Oh, seeing the flare. Wow. Yeah, there's still quite a few quakes going on, but they're all not here.
But a lot more action in the Sand Hill area, yeah.
Yeah, down on the other end. Colton says still seeing activity on the quake map from the last 2 hours.
What?
Yeah, the quakes all kind of moved down the rift a bit. They're all kind of on the other side of the little quake swarm that's been going on. And there's definitely still action, but in context with how the day's action has been, it's actually pretty slow right now, so mhm. Clouds are like trying to break. Just trying. All right, couple more subscribers. Thanks, guys. 31 likes. That's pretty good.
Yeah, do me a favor here, Lance.
Yep.
My phone's getting ready to die. Type in your number before my
Oh, yeah.
phone dies, or I'm not going to get it.
It's making phone sounds. Like the old school phone.
Well, I'm a 21st century caveman, and I need those things or it doesn't function for me.
Southwest Rift. Getting rifty. Oh yeah, it's clearing up a bit more. Well, 2.4, depth of 2.6 kilometers. All right, guys, well, coming up on the 2-hour mark. At least you can see something now. You can see some stars, scattered clouds. It'll be a lot more interesting with the moon out a little later in terms of just seeing the night skies.
Actually, it's picking up a little bit at Sand Hill.
Of course it is, right when I'm going to shut it down. If you say things to me like it's picking up a little bit, then that's going to make me delay my my shutdown. Mahalo, Philip. Yeah, thanks, Philip. That is actually pretty nice to get some of the earthquake info in the chat. I've been bouncing around on my monitoring device, looking at different things. By the way, if you're still there, Colton, I don't know why I haven't brought my iPad every time, because right now I'm using it as just a monitoring device, and it's awesome. Oh yeah, I was saying 31 likes is pretty good for not too many people in here.
Who's Colton? Lee Brock? Or Broccoli?
Colton,
Broccoli.
yeah.
No mom tonight, though, huh?
She's flying to the mainland tomorrow, so she's probably sleeping.
Where's she going?
She's going to visit my sister and my brother-in-law. They're doing like a little trip on the mainland in Cali,
What state? What state's that?
California.
All right, Southern California.
Yeah. All right. Oh, we passed the 2-hour mark. I'm going to just look one more time at those spectros. Spectros. Yep. There's still a volcano and it's still acting up. 444 quakes is what the 2 Pineapple Stream is showing. That's in 24 hours?
Yeah.
Wow.
And actually, as it went, it was, oh gosh, what time would that have been? Phew, close to around 4 o'clock, something like that. It was
When it started?
not at 300 yet, you know. So,
Yeah.
you know, kind of the time you're getting, and the time you were getting ready from this morning on, I mean, that's working close to a third, a quarter, you know, more than 25%
Mm-hmm.
of the earthquakes were from 4 o'clock on. I'm not sure if that starts at midnight or if that starts at 6 in the morning or whatever. It wasn't that terribly high this morning even, you know.
All right. I'll do a little solo on here. All right, y'all. I think I'm going to wrap it up here for this stream. Just want to thank everyone that jumped on and was hanging out in the chat and supporting my live stream just by watching and liking and subscribing and all that good stuff. And there might be a PayPal donation in there, and I'm going to check that out as well. So I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna pack it up and kind of hang out with Raymond and just chill for a bit and see how the night goes. And if things ramp up, if the quakes ramp back up and it's looking like it's going to erupt again, I'm going to get the gear back out. I'm going to start streaming again. And if not, I'm going to drive back home and probably come back tomorrow or whenever it acts up again. So, yeah. What we got here? What we got? Right on. Yeah, man. So, I think that'll do it. Raymond says thanks. I thank Raymond for keeping me company this whole time, since there's literally nobody else here. So, thank you all so much, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe on your way out, and I will see you on the next live stream. Aloha, everyone.